everyone, Eileen Bayer, the PM here. Welcome to the third installment on epilepsy. Today we're just going to briefly go over what we went over the other day on what a seizure is like, part 1. And then we're going to move right on to what a seizure is like, part 2. And there will be one more part to this, which we will cover, not tomorrow, but the next day, which is part 3. So saying that, let's get going. Okay, so let me just recheck my notes here and make sure. Okay. I didn't want to jump too far ahead or too far back. Okay, so in the last installment in this video series, we covered what a seizure is like. Both physically and emotionally, with their senses and stuff. Okay, so just a short recap: seizures can take on many different forms, and seizures affect different people in different ways. Anything that a brain does normally can also occur during a seizure when the brain is activated by the seizure discharges. Some people call this activity electrical storms in the brain. Seizures have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Not all parts of the seizure may be visible or easy to separate from each other. Every person with a seizure will not have every stage or system described. The symptoms during the seizure are usually stereotypic, which means they occur the same way or similar each time, and they're episodic, which means they come and go and may be unpredictable. The beginning of it is, some people are aware of the beginnings of a seizure, possibly as much as days or hours before the seizure happens. But not everybody has that. Not everybody goes through a warning of any type. Okay? The pre-drone is another part. It's also part of the beginning, but it's a little bit more advanced. Some people may experience feelings, sensations, or changes in their behavior hours or days before a seizure. These feelings are generally not part of the seizure, but may warn a person that a seizure may come. Unfortunately, not everyone has these signs, but if they do, they can get to their medication or to a safe area before the seizure, so injury doesn't happen. And then there's the aura, which is a warning. This is the first symptom of a seizure and is considered part of the seizure. Often the aura is an indescribable feeling. Other times it's easy to recognize and may be change in their feelings, sensations, thoughts, or behaviors that is similar each time a seizure occurs. The aura also can occur alone or may be called a focal onset aware seizure, simple partial seizure, or a partial seizure without change or an awareness. Okay, an aura also occurs before a change in awareness or consciousness. Yet many people have no aura or warning. This seizure starts with the loss of consciousness or awareness. So we're going to jump right into today's episode, which is part 2 on what a seizure is like. And it's going to cover the common symptoms before a seizure, which is cover the awareness, sensory, emotional, thoughts, and physical changes. Okay, and we're going to go through the beginning and the middle part, and part 3 will be the ending of a seizure, which will be in 2 more days. Excuse me, let me get a drink. Thank you. Okay. Common, one of the things that a person may experience during, before a seizure is something we call deja vu. Now, deja vu is when you think you've been, you know, you is a feeling that a person, place, or thing is familiar to you, but it's really not. Or you may experience the opposite, which is called Jameis vu, which is, like I said, it's the opposite. It's when you feel things that should be familiar to you are not. They may also smell, their smells are affected, sounds, taste. They may experience visual loss or blurring, strange feelings, fears, panic, often negative or scary feelings, pleasant feelings, and racing thoughts. Now, their physical changes during a seizure is dizziness or lightheadedness, headache, nausea, other stomach feelings, often a rising feeling from the stomach to the throat, numbness or tingling in a part of their body. Now, during the middle part of the seizure, now what we just covered is this, okay? Not even all of this, just a little bit. We haven't covered the physical part yet, but we're gonna, and it's gonna cover from here to here, okay? The middle part of a seizure is often called the ictal phase. It's a period of time from the first symptoms, including the aura, and the end of the seizure activity. This correlates with the electric seizure activity in the brain. Sometimes the visible symptoms last longer than the seizure activity on an EEG. This is because some of the visual symptoms may be after effects of a seizure or not related to the seizure activity at all. The common symptoms during a seizure is loss of awareness, otherwise known as a blackout, okay? Confused, feeling spacey, periods of forgetfulness or memory lapses, distracted, daydreaming, loss of consciousness, unconscious or pass out, unable to hear, sounds may be strange or different, unusual smells, often bad smells like burning rubber, unusual taste, loss of vision or unable to see, blurry vision, flashing lights, formed visual hallucinations, which is objects or things that are seen that aren't really there, numbness, tingling, or an electric shock-like feeling in the head, in the body, like the arm or the leg, out of the body sensations, feeling detached, again, deja vu or Jana's vu, body parts feels or looks different, feeling panic, fear, impending doom, like an intense feeling that something really bad is going to happen, and pleasant feelings. It's just like the beginning phase of a seizure, there are physical changes. Those are just the emotional, the thoughts, the sensual changes that they go through. The physical changes, okay, is difficulty talking, may stop talking, make nonsense or correlated sounds, keep talking or speech may not make sense, unable to swallow or drooling, which you can see the drooling right here is the salivatory fighting. That's when they drool. Where was I? Okay. Unable, repeated blinking of the eyes, that's covered right there. They may move from one side or look upward, or staring, lack of movement or muscle tone, unable to move, loss of tone in the neck and the head, may drop forward, and body and person may slump or fall forward. Tremors, twitching, and jerking movements may occur on one or both sides of the arms, legs, or whole body, may start in one area and spread to the others. Rigid or tense muscles. So what they're talking about for the movement is it could happen like this, where you're still, or it could be jerking movements right here. Okay? They may grab something in it, play with something like buttons or undress, or, dress and undress. They may make other movements, like lip smacking sounds. They'll have problems controlling their bladders and their bowels, where they have incontinence, which is covered right here. Okay? They'll go into convulsions. That's what these are here, the jerking movements. So, racing thoughts. So you see, they go through a lot. And that's why I want to bring knowledge, is to teach everybody what epilepsy is. Now remember, learning this does not give you the right to, or me, or anybody else, right to judge them. What it does is it helps us to understand them. And that's what this is about. Is by educating you on here. So if you know somebody that has epilepsy, you know a little bit about it, you know a little bit, because we can't truly understand something unless we've actually walked in their shoes. Now, if we don't have epilepsy, we cannot walk in their shoes, but we can make it understand a little bit to be able to help them better. And that's what this is about, is helping one another. Okay? Now, before I go, I just want to bring out this, like I do in every video, whether it's a live stream or in my series. And I'm going to do it through an illustration of a book. Okay? Let me reach over and grab my book. Okay? I want to teach you how to look from your heart instead of with your eyes. Because when you look from your eyes, you're just seeing a shell. You judge by a person's hair, whether you like their hair. You judge by whether you like the way they look. You judge by the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk. You judge from the surface, the outside. This is just a shell. This doesn't matter. What matters is in here. And I'm going to illustrate it with a book. Okay? You see, I have a book. It's, get this into the camera, it's called Basic Business Fundamentals. Now, if I was just to pick up this book and look at the title, Basic Business Fundamentals, Complete Business Profit System, it doesn't sound interesting. Okay, I'll put it down. Do I know anything about this book just by looking at the cover? No, you don't know what's in it. You don't know what it's about. You may think you do. You may think, okay, it's a bunch of legal crap. Toss it aside. But you don't truly know what it's about until you open the book and look at it. Well, a person is like, looking from the inside out is like opening a book and learning. The first thing you do is you look in a book, you see the endorsements. You read about the introduction of the book. And that's how you can judge that book. You learn, you look and say, oh, okay, now I know about this book. This is a helpful book. Okay? Well, seeing with your heart is the same thing. You're opening a person up. You're opening yourself to learn what that true person's about. You're not judging by the cover. You're judging by what's in here, which is what matters. And the reason why I say this is because there's so much hurt and hatred out there. Now, we can't change everybody. We can't control what others say or do, unfortunately. But we can control what we say and do, how we react. And if we are to make this world a better place, and we can do this one person at a time, that's all it takes, is one person at a time. And then it's like a chain effect, okay? It's like dominoes. You hit one domino, they all go down, one at a time, okay? We all can do this. And the way we do this is by seeing with the heart. Pretend you're totally blind. Pretend these eyes don't work. How are you going to see somebody? You're going to have to learn to see from in here. Okay, so when you see in here, you see what that person's about. Because that's where their personality is, their heart. That's what they're about. That's what makes them them. What you see here does not make me me. This is what makes me me, is my heart, the way I am. And I want to teach people how to do this. Now, a lot of my friends that have the same visual impairment as I do, or have another type of visual impairment, or have any type of disability, knows how to see from their heart and not see from this, okay? It could be a physical or mental disability. We know what it's like not to be so-called perfect. We know what it's like to be on the other end of the stick and be the one picked on or bullied. Okay? So we already know. But a lot of people that aren't physically or mentally challenged in any way don't know how to do this, and I'm trying to teach you. When you look at somebody, don't judge them. Don't judge them by the way they sound. Let me give you an instant, okay? And I gotta make this quick so it doesn't shut off on me, so I'm gonna get to the point with this. One of my friends has a, he does something on YouTube every Tuesday night. It's called Sing Your Heart Out. A lot of us are familiar with him. Okay, now we know YouTube's rules, which is you can't have music in the background because if you do, it can get copyright. Okay, so if you're going to sing your heart out, you have to have your headset on or earplugs in. So you can hear the music, but nobody else can. Okay? And somebody had made fun of somebody else by laughing at them. Now that person seen with their eyes, the one that laughed at the other person. They were seeing with their eyes and not their heart. And what could have happened, thank God it didn't, but what could have happened is that person that they laughed at could have ended their life. I mean, they didn't. They have a thick skin, but it did cause a lot of drama because people care. But this is why you don't. Just remember, you don't know what the other person's going through. You don't know what their life is. You're not walking in their shoes, okay? So we cannot truly understand what anybody's going through unless we walk that same path that they are on. That's the only way somebody can understand 100%. But the thing that I want to bring your attention is just to remember, when you look with these can kill somebody if not used properly, like anything else. That person that you laughed at, since you don't know what their life was about and what they've gone through, you don't know nothing about them except for what you see or hear on YouTube. You may not think laughing at them is a big thing. But the thing is, because you don't know their life, that could have been the straw that breaks the camel's back. And they could have went out and committed suicide. You know, if you say, you bring somebody down, one mean comment or something, you don't know what that person that you just cut down, that you said something bad about, you don't know what they've been through, you don't know where they're at in their life. They could be hanging on to life by a tiny thin little piece of string. And you could be that one to break that string. Or you could see with your heart and pull that person up gently and embrace them in your arms and save their life. What's more important, saving one person's life or going to bed thinking, did I just cause that person to kill themselves? Was I that straw that broke that camel's back? Me, myself, I'd rather be the one to embrace somebody, because every life matters. We're all uniquely made. We need each other, whether it's on YouTube or in life. That's the way we were created. So it's much better to see from the heart instead of the eyes, to remember that. So you come upon a person that's epileptic, don't cut them down. Don't laugh at them. Don't laugh at anybody for any reason. Uplift, encourage, inspire. You know, when you uplift, encourage, and inspire people, it releases endorphins inside of you. Yes, you. It benefits you out there as well as them. When you bring somebody down, you're releasing negative energy. That negative energy can overtake you. You'll start feeling depressed. I know misery likes company, but why feel miserable? If you're having a bad day, would you want somebody to pick on you or laugh at you? Or would you rather have somebody uplift, encourage, and inspire you and make you feel worthy and worthful? Think about that. Okay, so remember, everybody, I love you. You are uniquely made. You matter to me. I care about you. And if you ever need to reach out, remember, I'm here. My Twitter is on there. You can get in touch with me on Twitter anytime. Follow me. The people that follow me, I usually follow back. You know, you can DM me. Once you follow me, you can, give me a statement and say, hey, I followed you. Can you follow me back? So we can talk, and I'd be glad to do that. I'm here for you. I want to be that hand up. I want to be here to lift you up, inspire you, and encourage you. Mwah. So until we meet again in a couple of days, have a great day and be blessed. Bye.